What's up, man?
Dude, I switched to 7:30. Bam, we're live. Taylor, what's up? Susan, what's up? Mr. Grundler. Are we down one?
I don't think so. John. Wow,
Oh,
John Young.
Oh my goodness. Old reliable. The official CrossFit Games analyst for the Sevan Podcast, John Young. Must have stayed too late last night on the barbell spin. You douche.
I thought he'd be afraid to come on. He got so much, love from Brian and all the fans out there. Who's John Young? Oh, I hate John Young. I'm like, God dang, this poor guy.
Johnny boy. We got your back, Johnny. Come hide behind us. This is your front four. Look at it. That's like a football talk, right? Your front four.
Hey, do you get colonics?
No, but I did just wash my butt in the shower.
I've been wanting to try one. Is that weird?
A bar of soap, not for you.
Not for you, dude.
Just listen to me.
Consistent.
I feel like
continuity.
Is it not a really satisfying idea that you could get like 3 pounds of shit out of your colon from just like hosing it out?
All right. Yep.
And the verbiage of that in the visual description that is now spawned up into my brain, having already seen some awesome pictures already, like my mind, dude.
Do you know what I was going to start? I was going to start the show this morning with, boy, it must be so weird working at CrossFit HQ right now. This is going to be a weird week with their new guy. But fuck, you wanted that mantle. You wanted it to be weird to be on the Sevan Podcast. I appreciate you setting the bar. HQ ain't got nothing on us.
We're all thinking about him. Come on.
Hey, what if we were all in 4 chairs adjacent to each other holding hands as we got colonics?
Is that how they do it? You sit in a chair?
Yeah, you buddy colonic.
It's fine as long as you're not looking in eye to eye, you're fine, right?
Right.
Maybe there's some sort of buy one, get 3 free.
We are so lucky to have Tia Toomey, 2 R's, and Laura Horvat competing against each other. But what's even more lucky is we have a race. And it was scary on day one. For people who want to see a race, you just thought Tia Toomey was going to blow this thing out of the water. Yes or no, Mr. Grundler?
On the run? Well,
yeah.
I mean, I thought she'd be up there on the run. I didn't.
But I mean, after that, were you like, oh shit, here we go again?
Well, I wasn't like that. I was more kind of like, well, all right, that if she was gonna have one, that would be one. It would be these other things that I would want to see, and it's way closer than I would have thought, than I would have wanted it to be, I guess.
So Grundler speaking like an athlete, as a former games athlete, he knows. As a fan, I was just like, oh shit, she's gonna dominate. But instead, Taylor, what do we have instead after 3 events? Do we have a runaway?
No, we've got quite the race, and I don't think Gabby Magala's out of it points wise. It's just a matter of, is she going to be able to get top finishes like Tia and Laura? Points wise, she still more than has a chance for the top spot. I was fully expecting Tia to just destroy everyone after the run. Like after the run workout, I was like, oh man, it's not going to be close. But lo and behold, quite the race. Laura does what she needs to do, doesn't get in her head about it, and that's exciting and that's fun. So I'm pumped.
Laura, I'm guessing after the first event, Laura got spun up in her head a little bit. Then she wins the second event and she gets her confidence back. And then the third event. The third event was the circus event with the monkey bars and the heavy shouldered overhead. What there was the third movement?
Skier.
Killer cage. Oh, the skier. Yeah.
Skier.
Okay.
Do you think at this point Laura's like, shit, no one's gonna help me? No one. Laura did what she had to do and no one helped her. No one, by that I mean no one got between her and Miss Ur. And so now she knows, oh shit. This is just going to, do these 2 women know, hey, this is going to be a war between us?
I think it depends on the workout. Like I don't think it's going to be 1-2, 1-2 for the rest of the events, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like they are both getting top 4s in the rest of the events.
They can't rely on anyone getting in between them. They have to think, I have to win or I go home second.
Right.
Well,
I would think.
And that's what we got into, when we started talking about some of the deadlift stuff. Like, I think one of the other shows you had, Sevan, where you're talking about, would Tia pull up a little light on a deadlift or would she go for broke? Coming, just coming back from having a kid. Does Laura have the ability to, or does any of the athletes, either of those two, have the ability to protect anything that they have. Like, I mean, you saw everyone's hands yesterday; they were just shredded. So, like, they'll talk about like Tia's 5th place. Was that her protecting her hands? Was she trying to hang back a little bit?
Is that real conversation, or do we just say that to fill airtime? You think she could have really been protecting her hands?
I don't think she does, but I do think that is a conversation within some of the athletes. Yeah. I mean, look at what me and Taylor were talking about this yesterday on the show. It's like, look at all of the things that they have to do with their hands. They have every single possible pull and gymnastic movement that we have in our sport in 4 days. Every single one. Bar, ring, it's not even a regular bar muscle up. It's that wooden bar muscle up. Rope climbs, peg boards, everything.
And what about the water and the rain? That makes things worse, I'm guessing.
Oh, your hands are wet. They're way more susceptible to tear.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, think about the potential knurling on that circus dumbbell. Whatever the deadlift bar is going to be, I guess I heard from somebody they potentially was going to be the Rogue Aggro bar, which has more aggressive knurling. I don't know if that's true or not, but potentially if you have a rip starting on day 2 or day 1 even, starting on day 2, you're fucked for the weekend.
The third event was the skier. I think it's called the circus event. They started off with the skiing, and then they went to this unique dumbbell, circus dumbbell, one of a kind dumbbells that you can't buy. Katie said they're, sounds like they're very expensive to make. And then they went to the killer cage, and the athletes did this for 3 rounds, and it looked like Emma Cary was going to be like, "Yo, girls, don't forget, there's something special about me that puts me in the tier with Tia and Laura, that I can just turn it on to another gear. I'm not just good. I have another gear, and I can win it." That's what I saw. And then with 1 round left, Tia blows by her. Is Emma Cary the next Noah Olsen? Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of
fair.
mean.
I mean,
it's kind of mean that you put it that way.
Characterize it. I mean, I was so excited about Emma. I'm like, yeah, she got it.
Dude, JR called that one. He was like, I'm calling her to go big out of the gate, being able to hang in there. I just don't think she had the. I think that the cage for her did more damage than anything. I think she would have done a lot better, honestly, if they would have had more dumbbell reps. We've seen her work on the dumbbell. We've seen what she can do on the dumbbell and go heavy for her, especially for her size. And so I think if that would have helped her, if there was a little bit more of that. But I mean, the athletes that didn't struggle on the cage were the ones that did well in the event.
Do we have glimmers of just world-class, otherworldly potential in Emma Cary? I mean, we know Emma Lawson's like really good.
I think Emma Lawson has more potential than Emma Cary.
Really? Okay. All right.
She moves so much better. Emma Lawson moves like a dream. And you think you would think as a coach, as someone familiar, surrounded by high-level athletes, that at that level, it's just, okay, they all have the fundamentals.
Yeah.
But when you really watch their movement, they don't all have the fundamentals. They do not all move with virtuosity. The best do. Matt does. Rich did. Still does. Ben Smith does. Guys like Pat do. Guys like Justin do.
I will say this: Tia is extremely fluid, like water, and sometimes I see Emma Cary move like when she first starts running. Whenever she first starts, like her first 5 or 6 paces, she looks like she looks like a stick figure before she becomes fluid. You know what I mean? She gets like this. She has like this robotic. I don't want to say goofy because it's not like a 2-year-old with a net face. Yeah, Emma Cary. Sometimes I see something in her that just makes it look like she's not an athlete. I see these glimmers of like just
on athleticism.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
I wouldn't
like the way Annie runs. Like the way Annie runs. Although Annie does great at runs.
She does do well. I think it's because it's like it looks like she's cross country skiing when she runs, so she just does that, in the background, in her backyard. I think with Emma Cary, I think with her, she isn't a smooth mover, but what's fun to watch about Emma is that she's just a put your head down buzzsaw, and she just gets after it. Doesn't care if she has to move a particular way to, I'm not trying to gain the most efficiency out of this particular movement. No, I got to get from here to there, and I'm going to do everything I can to get from here to there. I don't give a shit what it looks like. I'm just going for it.
She's
So
got.
I think that's her deal.
She's a savage and
Yeah.
can hurt with the best of them, without a doubt.
Like a juggernaut, you know,
Right,
just
right.
head down goes.
But imagine how good she could be if she mastered the fundamentals and she moved like Emma Lawson, or she moved like Mal O'Brien, or she moved like Alora. I think that's if you're, you know, if you're looking for improvement with her, you kind of have to take a couple steps back, I think.
With Emma. There's some great
Cary.
Oh yeah, there's some great comments in here. Let me read these. I think I agree with a lot of these. Emma, Cary needs to focus on basic playground skills, bike ride, monkey bars, etc. Emma has the frame to tolerate the top end comparatively too. I agree with all these. Emma Cary has some serious superpowers, just doesn't know how to articulate them consistently yet. Yep, I see the superpowers. Kenneth DeLapp, today is the maker of the thumbnails for the Sevan Podcast, Bruce Wayne. Bruce, thanks, brother. Happy birthday. Blink. She didn't get on the playground though. She was homeschooled. And then Avocado Nut. Cary needs to learn new sports.
Dude, there's something that hits a little different if you're homeschooled. Hey, you know what? I had this idea. Is there like CrossFits in any city could probably put a program out, like a physical education program for kids that are homeschooled, like a group PE class for homeschool kids?
I've tried to
play
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just have
You know what? For the affiliates, it fits the middle of the day class that
right
are the hard classes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
There are several non-athletes in CrossFit. That's a potent line.
It's such athlete is such a broad term. I think what most people think of as athletic is field sports. But if you watch an Olympian snatch, that's athleticism in its purest form. I mean, that's crazy what they can do. Or like a gymnast, but you ask them to kick a soccer ball and they look like they're fucking a paraplegic. It's like,
they're very good at their individual sports. And we've seen that all over. We've seen it. We saw it with the softball throw back in the day. We've seen it with swimming when they throw all these like badass athletes in the. I mean, that's one of the funniest CrossFit scenarios of all time. The black and white shot of all of our superheroes up on the deck. 3, 2, 1, go. They all jump in the pool, and it's like the YMCA just got let out for the first time. You know, like it's a public pool. We've seen it on handstand walks when we first threw handstand walks back in. So you see these movements that if you have a kid that is an athletic kid, the kid that does well in football, baseball, basketball, track, it doesn't matter what you give them, they can like climb up over the fence. They're good at playing, dodgeball and capture the flag. Like those are athletic kids. We have a lot of athletes here that are so CrossFit sports specific, and they don't want to injure anything by going out and doing something different. That they get very good at the barbell, they get very good at the Olympic lifts, they get very good at the machines, but then that's it because they aren't outside living. So it is tough.
Bill is
play in the mud.
Bill has been completely frozen the entire show for me, but his audio is so spot on that
Audio is perfect.
I don't even.
Am I still frozen? Really?
Oh yeah, completely. But in a good position, not like John Young. I give a banana.
I'm not like my eyes are like half.
No,
shit.
No,
You're full frozen. Full frozen.
Yeah, you have your hand out. You're gesticulating. Like, listen to me, gentlemen. It's good. You're holding court. Yeah.
Do I need to go out and come back in? Do I need to reset myself?
No,
I mean, I'm on my good internet. I don't understand.
You can. You're good internet. I'm on my phone with 5G. 5G. LTE, baby. I'm getting cancer for this show.
Oh my god.
I do want to go down to number 11. Good morning, Caleb. I do want to go down to number 11. Danielle Brandon, a 7th, a 17th, and a 10. She's strong shoulders to overhead. She's got good positioning, as you guys mentioned. She has great engine, right? The skier shouldn't have been much for her, although I think of her as petite, as one of the smaller athletes. You guys laughed at me for that. And then the monkey bars. I think of her as a gymnast. This girl looks good hanging and upside down. But a 10th, is this what? Any thoughts on Danielle Brandon, how she might feel now, Taylor? The camp, is she bummed? I mean, 2 caps.
My perspective on her, perception of her is that if she experiences adversity, she's not going to react well to it. the way some of the better athletes or the more composed athletes
Why do you
will.
say that? The crying at the games and the weightlifting comp, or why do you say that?
Crying, yelling at judges, the throwing the temper tantrums. There have been numerous experiences over competition, seeing her encounter adversity
Mhm.
and it holding her back. Her not like she is a freakazoid athletically, like you would imagine.
Yeah, she's
In
an
terms
athlete,
of physical,
right?
athletic in terms of physical potential, probably as gifted as anyone there.
Yeah, no goofball on her.
Right. I just think the mental aspect up, composure holds her back. And I would expect, or I would suspect, that if she has any severe rips in her hands, that's going to be something that gives her a bit of an excuse to not do as well as she should in some of these workouts. Whereas an athlete who's a little more.
Particularly one of my absolute favorites. I fucking love Danielle. I love almost everything about her. And the stuff that I don't like about her, I'm glad I don't like about her because it makes me like her more. Thoughts on Bill on what's going on there? 7, 17, 10. Or are we being too hard? Is it like, dude, these are the fittest women in the world, and dude, she's crushing.
No, I know. There were one of the passes that she had on the cage. There just didn't look to be like she came off somewhere in the middle. And she didn't look bothered by it. It didn't look like dang, or this was a planned part. It was just kind of like fell off and kind of this weird little like smile on her face and kind of hop back on. I don't see the killer instinct of her isn't there. And Chase said something in the comments about the fact of her feeding off her emotions. If she would have had a good first event, like better than 7th, like if she would have been like in the top 5, top 3, that would have given her that like, oh, I'm in the game. And when she has that, she's wickedly dangerous. But if there's something that kind of stumps her and she's like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get that. I'm not going to be able to get that. And again, I'm not saying that's what she is thinking. That's what it looks like from the outside. She just kind of goes into kind of cruise mode. And she's so athletic that she can be in kind of cruise mode and be right in the middle. And I just think that that's right where she is.
I'm hearing Taylor say she throws temper tantrums and she's a head case, and I'm hearing you say that she's not throwing enough temper tantrums.
Well, no, she can't.
Fuck yous.
No, I don't want to see fuck yous. I want to see like I want to win. Like I want to get in there and like, no, you're not gonna beat me on this pass. I know I'm gymnasticy. I can get across this bar, but no, she comes down in the middle and is like, oh gosh, I came down again. I mean, and when you are a very emotional athlete, this is one of the things that's hard is you are learning how to control those emotions. You kind of end up almost being like Noah, you're either all in or you're all out. I'm competing at the games, but I'm just here to have fun. No, you're not, dude.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to be able to enjoy what you're doing, but be all in going for it. And I think that she's trying to figure that out. I mean, those emotions are big that she has, and there's a lot of honing that has to be done.
Ariel Lowen, crowd favorite, took 3rd place at the CrossFit Games this past year. 3rd fittest woman in the world. People love Ariel Lowen. A 15th, a 16th, and a 5th.
She's making the charge.
Is she? Is she making the charge?
Yeah, I want her to. I'm a fan, so I think she's going to come back, and I think we'll see a couple more top 10 and maybe a couple more top 5 finishes, and that's going to put her in the conversation for the overall top 10 or higher.
Danny Spiegel, same thing, 18th, 14th, a 3rd. Danny Spiegel, is that? Did you guys know that? Do you look at Danny Spiegel and be like, man, she's great at the ski erg, good gymnastics, and what was the other?
The dumbbell.
And the dumbbell. We know she's strong, right? Shoulder overhead, she has no peer, right? So
yeah. I mean, that was
no surprise there.
Not really. I honestly wasn't expecting that high of a finish, but I mean, she crushed. There was absolutely nothing in that particular workout that was even going to remotely slow her down.
Now, the first event was called the Texas Heavy. What were the movements in that event?
The heavy ruck, run.
Oh, right, the run. Okay,
yeah.
Alex Gazan 12th. Alex Gazan has the widest range of scores, but I feel like this is her. I feel like this is what we've seen in her other competitions. The run first event, she has a 12. Then the second event, what was the second event? She got a 1st. Thank you, Caleb.
Wow.
Oh no, not thank you, Caleb.
Seat at the bar was the second event.
Okay, yeah,
the muscle up one.
The muscle up and the back squat.
Back squat.
Oh, great. Okay, so the muscle up back squat, she gets a 1st, and then back to this shoulder to overhead, she gets a 16th. 12th, 1st, 16th. You know, that's the kind of thing that makes someone a crowd favorite. I think that's why Danny Spiegel's a crowd favorite, because she can get some first. Guy, he can get some first. That's why people like Guy. Obviously, that's why people like Tia. She gets lots of first. But it's not going to be enough to keep you in the top tier of athletes, right? A 12th, a first, and a 16th. Even if she gets another first.
Need more consistency.
Yeah.
Well, and we talked about this at the end of last night's show. It's like you almost need to take some sort of look at every single person's hands that's going to be competing today, because we saw a lot of people go down. Like, I would have thought Alex would have done amazing in that event.
Me too.
Like, I couldn't figure out why the hell she couldn't get off that rig. Well, everyone's hands were shredded from. I mean, the 4-inch log muscle up that did a lot of damage to a lot of people's hands. The wet bar. I mean, we saw Garrett couldn't even go like one rung without coming back down because his hands were all shredded
Why
up.
does
We
it
saw
matter?
Emma
Let me
Lawson.
ask you this: why does it matter that your hands are torn? Is it, you know, like when so your back hurts a little bit, and like when you go down to pick up the soap in the shower, you flinch. But when you're out there competing, it doesn't go away. You're like, fuck it, I don't care how much it stings. It's not affecting your grip or your musculature or anything. It's just pain. It is.
Pain does.
All
Pain
of
shuts.
that.
Pain shuts down.
Yep.
Pain shuts down the muscles.
So it's just straight burning. It's this steel bar touching an massive open wound with your bone of your hand.
That's
12 millimeters away from it.
That's wet. It's your blood that's all over that thing, and your hands are just sliding and moving all over the bar. So it's not. That's why everyone chalks up their hands, because they don't want the hands to be sweaty, so that they can kind of stick to the bar and they can actually move. This isn't sweat. This is rain, and now it's blood too. And you're trying to chalk it up, and you can't. And so you're just constantly sliding. You get up on the bar, and your hand slides down, and it's like insult to injury. I already have an open wound, and I'm sliding this bar across that open wound, putting more blood on the bar. Like it's.
So they
it's
actually are
it's
having a
shit
physical
show.
sensation that's telling them to stop.
Yeah, and Bill said it last night. They're gonna adjust. So if you're ripped across here, you're gonna adjust to your fingertips. That's gonna burn your grip out more. You might change the way you're moving, which might affect your shoulders and fatigue them in a way you're not used to. So it's not necessarily just the grip, but all the compensation too that happens because you can't grip.
Man, I just want to say, suck it up and go. That's what you're supposed to do.
Tape that shit up.
Yeah, tape that shit up.
You've never had a hand rip, have you, Sevan?
Not in fucking
Okay.
First year.
Then you have that amnesia to that pain.
Yeah.
I've had
It's
really
shitty.
bad rips. I've never had horrible rips in competition. I've had rips in competition.
Yeah, and I've never even competed. So when I rip, I can just quit.
It kept
The
me out
worst-
of the games. That
Really?
kept me out of the games.
Wow.
Yeah.
The worst I ever ripped was when I did 100 muscle ups for time, and I felt like I trained relatively normally through the week, and I ripped the whole pad of my palm off.
Damn.
On both hands. But at the same time, I wasn't competing. I was just training. So maybe I'm a minute slower on a workout that I'm still like, I'm happy with that because my hand's fucked up. But in competition, that's highlighted and I get a 20th.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
I've had it where it was in that the one with the 40 pull-ups. I think the Masters kind of did something like that. The back squat, 40 pull-ups, the front squats, the overhead squats that one. And I tore, and I'm good at pull-ups. That's one of my best movements. And I could, in a competition, break off sets of 20, 25, not a problem. And I ended up doing sets of 2 because I couldn't hold on to the bar.
Damn.
I just was slipping off of it.
You know, now that I think about it, I've never had my hands ripped from pull-ups. It's only been deadlifts. It's always deadlifts.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Serious?
deadlifts. Yeah, because you know the bar gets behind the
That's some beta cuck shit.
Is that? I think it's because I have such crazy calluses there.
I'm kidding. I don't
Only
know.
on the one hand?
No, I'm both.
Do you switch grip?
No,
Okay.
rarely. As I get older, I do some of that, but rarely. I don't like to. I feel like it's cheating. Even though
Really?
it's not. I know.
Dude, I have bruising on my thumbs, like perpetual bruising on my thumbs from hook grip. See that?
It's called poop
Yeah.
thumb.
Is it really?
Yeah, turd thumb.
Is it really?
Turd thumb.
You don't tape them up?
I've
gotta
never
do
heard
it.
that. That is poop thumb, dude. Maybe
Yeah.
Deadlifting with
shit.
shredded hands is going to be nasty, says Jason Miller. Okay, let's go over to the boys. Men's competition. After 3 events, we are starting day 3 for the Rogue Invitational, 2023 Rogue Invitational. How many events today? 3? 2?
It's 4, 8, 12, the dual and the deadlift, right?
Yeah.
So 2 events
Oh
today.
my God. Really?
Roman, we'll get to that very shortly. Roman Krennikov, 245. Jeffrey Adler, 225 in second. Pat Vellner in third with 225. Chandler Smith, 215. Chandler's still like, hey, dude, I belong in the top 5. Does Chandler belong in this top 5?
Man,
Does he stay in the top 5?
took second at Rogue last year. It's so hard for me to say he does not belong in the top 5.
A fifth, a fourth,
Wow,
and an
Brent.
11th.
And look at Brent. Brent's right there too.
Mm-hmm.
Savage. This is awesome. I love the unpredictability of this.
Yeah, I love how tight those points are.
I know. Awesome.
That's awesome because every single point's gonna matter for these 5.
Roman's
people
whipping
always-
his dong out.
People always talk about how good Roman is at the machines. Is that what won him this last event? The ski erg, the shoulder to overhead, and the cage? 'Cause
No.
he said it was the cage that.
Yeah, he was smooth on all of it.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great. I mean, he was skiing great, but Hopper did great on the ski too. But where he just crushed Hopper was on the cage. He was great. No, I mean, it didn't. He looked like the cage was it looked almost as silly and almost as worthless as the dumbbell to overhead part. I mean, he made it look that easy.
He transitioned the dumbbell so smoothly, just pull it between the legs, switch back to the next arm. And then, yeah, like you said, he was moved with athleticism and consistency on the killer cage.
Let's do a comparison between Ricky Mack and Danielle Brandon. We know Ricky's a great athlete. We know he's a great mover. We know he's got grit. He took an 18th. I mean, that is really
Well,
this guy. If you were to say who's going to be top 5 at the games next year, you would say this guy.
yeah.
This guy should not have an 18th anywhere.
He or Justin Collar last night said that his and Alex Kazan's hands were fucking mangled.
And that's once again, you're saying that's from the 4-inch bar from when they were doing the bar
the
muscle up?
log bar. But at the same time, like you said, you typically imagine Ricky as the guy who's super fucking grindy and hard. And to me, if anyone has, if all the athletes have mangled hands, I guess my perception is that it would affect Ricky the least. So interesting to hear that. Come on,
So
Ricky.
I want to go back to the mangled hands thing again. So you're saying he goes into that workout possibly with mangled hands. He grabs the ski erg. He's hating it. He can't squeeze it. He can't perform what he wants. He goes to the shoulder to overhead. He doesn't want to grab that. He goes to the monkey bars. Oh, life sucks. And he has to do that 3 rounds. And each one of those is being impeded by torn hand. All those
in getting worse.
Getting worse as the workout goes.
Well, and then and having to deal with his shoulders the entire time. I mean,
yeah,
we
that was
talk
my
about the
thought.
shoulder. It's like I mean, he said he was 100%. Every athlete's going to say they're 100% because you have to mentally think you're 100%. Otherwise, you're going to be limping the whole time.
He might be healthy, but being 100% healthy and then prepared to compete against the best are 2 different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
and all difficult on the shoulder. The skier, not fun with the shoulder. Shoulder overhead, not fun with the shoulder. And monkey bars, absolutely disgusting if you have a fucked up shoulder.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks because guess what's coming down that pipeline today?
But he did so well. Look, he won seat at the bar. So when you're thinking shoulder, I'm thinking, well, those fucking log muscle ups, if anything's going to aggravate your shoulder, you would think that would. But then he takes an 18th on killer cage. So I don't know if it's the shoulder at all, more so his hand actually just being fucked up or his hand. So I don't know. I mean, taking a first at seat at the bar to me is a strong indicator that his shoulder is good. But then again, I don't know. You have the shoulder overhead's a little bit different, unilateral. Who knows?
Travis Mayer, a 9th, and a 14th. He missed the games last year, although he was healthy for the games. He had I think a wrist injury during the qualifiers for the CrossFit Games in 2023, so he didn't get to go. Looking very good in all of the training videos over at Training Think Tank. Mentally as sharp as anyone and upbeat, but man, there's a lot of gray on the dude. Man, there's a lot of gray on this motherfucker.
I think he's 11. I think he's 11th to 14th this weekend, and I think that's solid for him. Middle of the pack.
But I thought he would come in here peaking.
Dude, he's
no.
What's his best finish at the games? Like an 8th? Can we look that up, Caleb? Here, I'll do it.
I don't know even how I would look that up.
I think
I got it.
I think this competition for him is a I mean, it's the perfect stage to see exactly where you are for him. I mean, he missed the end of the season last year, with his injury, wasn't able to hop in there. He's been obviously training with his guys that he trains with, but this is a perfect place for him to be able to sit there and be like, okay, so where am I sitting with these guys? Where are my weaknesses against the field? Not where are my weaknesses personally, but
come on,
against the
Bill.
field
He's a
that's out there.
fucking veteran. He doesn't
Right,
need
of
to
course
do
he is.
any of that.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at
he
that.
does. No,
he
yeah,
does.
he does. Yeah, he does. The older you get, when you step out, step out for a little bit, it's hard to step right back in. You don't just step right back into your location. Of course, Tia may be trying to completely jack this whole story up, but generally speaking, you step out for even a season. It's very difficult to hop right back into step.
And this is
Right
the
back
other
where
thing
you were.
about Travis. He owns an affiliate. He has like fucking 10 kids.
Right.
I mean, the guy's got
Got a
to be
whole
like a
baseball
Mormon,
team.
dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. He's got a whole fucking bus full of kids. So the fact that he's even there competing against him is savage. He's a
beast.
hilarious dude. He's a beast. But I think that this is not outside the realm of what his previous history at the games has showed.
So he's right where he should be.
He's consistent. He's very consistent.
19th Garrett Clark, 18th Tudor Magda, Dallin. In Garrett Clark, I think I don't know anything about him, so I'm just going to go with he should be happy he's here. Tudor Magda, no surprise there. The really big surprise, I'm going to go with the biggest surprise of the Rogue Invitational up until this point is where the Mint Trading Card superstar Dallin Pepper is sitting in 17th place.
He'll climb.
Do I have to throw this card away?
Not
over yet.
He'll climb. He'll climb. If any of these athletes that can handle adversity, it's him.
Is that? I mean, but we are in a shock, right? If it finishes the weekend this week, this is the story from Rogue, right? On the men's side, like it's not who won; it becomes what happened to Dallin. This guy is a stud.
If he's not top 10, I would be surprised and disappointed. I think he'll make a climb into the top 10.
Come on, weren't you just telling me he was 5th at the games? This guy was 5th at the games last year, right?
And he's 100 and something points behind that top
dude,
5.
He's in the tier, dude. He's in the tier.
Lot more events at the games, and these were. Look, it's just so different.
It is.
It is different. Yeah, it is different.
How about so different? Like Taylor put a so in there.
Because it's only been 3 events too.
Right. It's only been 3 events, and also a top 5. Like, I don't expect him to not climb into the top 10. And at the same time, being 4th through 10th at the games is so different than being 1st. Being top 5 at the games is wildly different than winning. So when you're saying, okay, the fittest on earth, the fittest will rise, I think generally speaking, a Matt Fraser, a Tia Toomey, a Laura Horvath, Justin Medeiros, they're going to win the competition they're at, regardless of the programming, if they're in top form. They're fit enough to handle the programming. There are not, other than the person who's fittest on earth, I don't think there are any other people who are fit enough to win regardless of the programming. So for Dallin, maybe that top 5 at the games was, okay, that was good programming for him. And he's coming here this weekend and it's bad programming for him.
I know you guys are wondering, I can see it on Bill's face. How the fuck is Sevan in such a fired up good mood? And there's one answer for that question.
You got fucked up last night?
I got my, no, that was separate. I fasted yesterday.
Wow, crispy mango habanero.
And my wife last night put in a 5-pounder of brisket in the slow cooker and smeared mango habanero grill your ass off on both sides.
That sounds like a gross.
This is like, thank God.
Is that a brisket seasoning?
He's like, who gives a fuck? I told my wife to use that one. Susie's like, thank God we're taking all
You
this
just like
money
the
from
name of it,
sponsors,
didn't you?
Sevan never talks about it, but this is the truth.
Yes.
I got some jalapeno, some like pickled jalapenos too. My wife loves their pickled jalapenos, so I picked up some.
Yo, they're so hot. I have those too. They're so hot. My kids are like, can I have a bite? I'm like, if you fucking hate yourself. I'm gonna start doing that. Make my kids take a bite of that every time they're bad. But when this show is over, in a few minutes here, I'm going to be eating just the craziest slow cooked brisket that tastes like a habanero. I'm so excited.
The refeed is the best.
I'm so the what?
The refeed.
Oh, after a fast?
Oh man.
Yeah. And the fact that it's brisket, dude, I'm beside myself. Grill your ass off. I think they're at Rogue. Are they at Rogue? Do they have a booth there?
Yeah, that's where I got
that's it.
the pickled jalapenos.
Oh, awesome. Oh yeah,
Man,
Caleb,
I hope whoever's down on like Brian or whoever, I hope that they can just go looking for people's hands. I want to know where
I've been
everyone's
doing.
hands are.
Where the fuck is John Young?
He's having internet troubles. We'll know on the very first round, right? When they jump up
Right.
on the screen,
Yes, we will.
they're gonna go like this and pull, or we're gonna see him do this, and all you have to do is watch for everybody do this.
Is this first event? This is the 4-8-12 is what's coming up first.
Yeah.
Correct.
This is going to obliterate lower backs.
Before we go to the next event, thank you for that. I want to show you something that happened in Strongman yesterday. That's just awesome.
Oh,
fuck,
don't show that. It's
dude.
gross.
This
I
guy,
fucking hate
this
that.
is so awesome. I just love this.
I saw a girl tear her Achilles one time doing a rebounding box jump over a 30-inch. She was really short, and I saw her calf muscle fucking curl up into her calf.
Dude, this is crazy. So this guy, speaking of unathletic, I really don't want to pick on these dudes, but these dudes seem like the most unathletic fucks ever. I don't know if it's the nature of their events, but man, they look like a big giant. Most of the time I see these guys move, they look like tunas. They got big giant tunas. They got pulled to the side of a ship
Because
and
they
they're
have
hoping for that
3,000
flop that
pounds
gets
that
them
they're
off the
pulling
deck.
behind them, dude.
Yeah, well, either way, they look like flopping fish on the deck of a boat. In most of their, that's what their athleticism looks like to me. But watch this dude's right foot. Yeah, watch this. This is. I don't think your ankle's supposed to do this. Look at this.
Pop.
Oh my goodness.
So bad.
Oh my
So bad.
He has crazy flexibility now.
Fuck, dude. Fuck.
So
He has
bad.
crazy ankle flexion now.
Dude, you know what? Dude, tearing your
Powerful
ACL doesn't
flexion,
hurt that bad. I bet tearing your Achilles hurts like a fucking cunt.
No, you know what
they don't say that it just feels like someone kicks them in the leg. They don't say that it hurts bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who hit me? Who hit me? They always do that. Who hit me?
Yeah.
Who hit me?
But then you go to take a step and it's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I'd want to throw up if that happened to me.
I've
I'd
torn my
wanna throw
hamstring
up.
and that hurts like fuck.
Oh my God. I'd rather be circumcised than have that happen to me.
I'll circumcise you, dude.
Yeah, you will. Chompers.
We can get a 2-for-1 from the doctor. You're getting a colonic. I'm getting circumcised.
Wow.
If you get
Butter-
cold, I
the
can
butter knife.
If you get cold,
Front and the back.
if you get cold, I can throw the foreskin over your shoulder like a shawl.
Like a burqa.
Or wear it like a beanie. Wear his forehead like a beanie.
Or like a hajib.
Dude, spa day.
Holy shit. Play the.
This show's disgusting. This is just a boy show. We know. Well,
No,
Let's go over this next event.
Yeah. Okay.
Taylor's tucked right now.
Thank you, Taylor, for getting us back on track. Okay, the next event. This will be event number 4. Will this put us at the halfway point when this is done?
Well, there's
How many
9
events?
events.
9 events.
Nine events.
Okay, good lot of time for Dallin Pepper. It's called 10th inning. It's 10 rounds, 4 ring muscle ups. So us CrossFitters do regular gym goers. We use false grip. I'm assuming these guys aren't. We'll get to that in a second. Then 8 handstand push-ups. God, more grinding on the hands. And then 12 power snatches. Let's just talk about that first before we go anywhere. Are you guys going to be using, Taylor? Are you going to be like, oh, they're poor hands? Is everyone going to be using hands as an excuse for this one too? Why
No,
they
I
shit the bed?
think what I would expect out of this workout is you look at people with any prior history of back issues, and they are going to suffer the most. I think this workout is going to obliterate people in
Why?
the
What
lower-
combination? What combination of
the
movement?
handstand push-up and the 120 power snatch after the heavy rucking and after the heavy back squatting. I just expect like this combination of hip flexion going into a hyperextension in the arch of the ring muscle up, and then 120 power snatches at speed. I just think it would be super surprising to people who haven't done a workout like this, how much it's like, ow, my lower back is inflated with blood. I want to slow down.
I want Bethany Flores to just completely
I hope
rock
so.
your whole
I hope she
description.
does.
She's going to be moving in her very controlled, very meticulous, and I'm going to protect my back the whole time. And I honestly, I bet she does really well in this one.
I think that's the way to win this workout, is to go so meticulous and move so efficiently, for sure. So, there's a potential her, but I think like someone like an Emma Cary, a Danielle Brandon, I think they're going to struggle a ton on a workout like this.
Those two, like, well, Emma Cary, especially when we talked about like getting out there and just throttle down and going for it. She will be really fun to watch the first 3 rounds, but it'll be really interesting to watch the last 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Bethany Flores not doing basically the bar muscle up back squat event? Is she fresher than the rest of the group?
100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that, and maybe her hands are still in good shape too.
Well, and the way she went on the cage is she would go one at a time. So she would come out and go, to the next one.
Why did she do that? That was bizarre.
So
Save her hands, maybe.
Saving her hands. I don't know if she was specifically thinking, I don't want my hands to rip. I'm going to do that. I think it's like, how can I do this without winging myself all over the place? Every movement that she had in that particular event, even the one before that, she doesn't want a lot of whipping. She wants her core midline to be completely controlled and contained. So she wants to have as little movement as possible. That's why her ski erg looks so, for lack of a better word, unique. There wasn't any like hips dropping in a flexion of her upper rib cage as she was going down to pull the cables down. She kept everything really tight. It was all pulling with her arm. So I'm thinking, and we, even in her semi event, she did really well in the ring complex and the pistols and all that. So I think this could be a really good event for her, but I don't know what it'll look like with the way she moves. I think that will save her back.
Let me throw this out here. Mason Mitchell. I spoke with Carolyn Prevost yesterday. For those of you who don't know, Carolyn Prevost may be the most athletic person ever to step on the games field in the women's side. Arguably, for sure, you could make the argument for it. Crazy athlete. On top of that, crazy good at high rep deadlifts.
Deadlifting, yeah.
Crazy good. So you have to imagine her back, her pull off the ground's got to be like she can tolerate a lot. And yet she did this workout. Mason Mitchell is claiming that Carolyn Prevost did this workout fresh. And Anne has no back issues and it wrecked her back as a testament to what Taylor's saying. If that's
well, think
true,
about Diane. I mean, Diane, if you're doing kipping handstand push-ups more than any other workout, throttles your midline, just the hip extension, just kipping, all that, stabilizing over in the handstand push-up and going fast on the deadlifts. And I think a 95-pound snatch for volume is worse on your low back than a 225 deadlift for volume.
Oh man,
personally.
so much worse.
Yeah,
so much worse.
Which is it's going to obliterate.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, happy birthday, buddy! Thanks for all the great thumbnails for the past couple of years. You are the man. Working
birthday,
always at midnight, 1 a.m, 2 a.m, getting his thumbnails. Hey, what about grip? Is grip an issue?
It'll be an issue for sure. It's just a compound. I think it's going to be slower than they wanted it to be in testing because of the hands and because of the back.
Yeah, I think halfway through, people are going to be going really slow and taking some time between those movements.
Is this a tall man's, short man's, strong man's? Can you categorize this? Can you judge this workout and put it in a box?
Short guy.
Short guy for sure. Will Morad, Colton would kill this workout.
Oh my god, dude! Noah's going to do great on the short arms. Yeah.
John, good to see you, buddy. Your connection looks great too, by the way. Thank you for getting a good connection.
Amazing.
So what's crazy is they have this workout, which we've heard is brutal on the back, which I suspect is going to be disgusting on the back. Then a 1RM deadlift, then the sandbag loads in the dual. So day 2 and half
no
of day
hands.
3, fuck your hands. Then fuck your back. Let's blow it out.
And on the last day, go fuck yourself, guys. Congratulations.
What about the 40 muscle ups? And sometimes I'll feel if I've done a lot of like something that really works the core, and the next day I'm doing muscle ups, I'll feel them. I'll be like, wow, I didn't realize muscle ups were such a core workout. Is that gonna? Will those 40 muscle ups play a role?
I don't think at this level.
They're
I
not
know
an
what you're
old little
saying.
Armenian man.
Not near as much as the grip is going to affect.
I know what you're saying, Sevan. I think for these athletes to feel that on a muscle up, there's got to be like 150 plus GHDs paired with the muscle ups to feel it. But that's not here. I don't think they will.
Does anyone use false grip who's a competitor? Am I the only person who uses false grip on muscle ups?
You're strict because you do strict muscle ups. None of them doing kipping muscle ups will use a false grip.
No one.
But do you
No.
think we'll see it adjusted for that because of the tear in their hands? Because if you're at the middle of the ring, you're sitting there like dead center. That's a lot of turnover. But if they do choke up and get that false grip, it'll be less turnover for them.
It's
But
just
for
really hard to
40
keep a
ring
muscle up
muscle
and
ups-
maintain a false grip.
Right.
So
And the other
first-
thing is you're
first 2 rounds.
doing the jumping into the rings and then trying to adjust your hands is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
And you might have an athlete that goes like, "Hey, I'm gonna be smart, and I'm gonna try to keep it off of the tear." And then after like you jump up and you try and do the hiking thing, you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna go. Fuck it.
I could see people getting like extra risers where they can kind of just reach it and then try to kip. That way they're not having to
I bet they
jump
won't let
into
them
it.
do that.
You don't think so?
I mean, it would be great if they did, so you could set your hands. But I don't think they would let them do that.
What about that stuff that
I don't think they're that nice, John.
What about that stuff that's like fake skin or something, like some sort of like
New
glue or
skin?
what is
Dude,
it?
I bet every CVS in fucking Austin is sold out of super glue.
Yeah.
Really? Are you joking? Are you serious? You think that
I mean,
people
I
are
bet
using
people
that?
went out and looked for some shit for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And is that effective? Does that work? Can you just paint on a layer of skin? Is there a product out there?
It works to a point.
There's nothing that's gonna hold up like fucking callus. So like, whatever you put on your hands is gonna come off. But I'm sure there's stuff that can help.
Yeah, there's stuff that's out there, but it doesn't. I mean, it will help you for a handful of reps.
Right.
Basically, that stuff is designed so that like, okay, you can go about your normal day, not so that you can go up and do another 40 ring muscle ups after you just shredded your palms on the last 2 workouts.
What they all need are gloves.
Do they allow gloves?
I mean, you allow gymnastic grips. You're telling me a glove is more advantageous on a ring muscle than a gymnastic grip? No fucking way.
No,
Like-
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. They may not.
He's stepping on your dick. Take
No,
it.
I would be shocked if they don't allow them to wear gloves. But if I'm an athlete and my hands are destroyed, I'm just gonna wear gloves for everything. Fuck it. It makes it a little bit better, a little more protection.
I think
You can snatch
blinding
with
them,
them. You can hook grip with gloves. I don't.
well, I think blinding them from the wound is probably the most important piece there, because I
Right.
think you see them every movement. You watch somebody tears their hands, they just come back down, they look at their
Look
hand,
at
look
it.
at their hand. So
Like,
as it gets
oh,
worse
wow.
and worse and worse, they get further and further in their head.
Yeah.
If the competition is moving on, they say fuck it. But if you have a pair of gloves, you can't see it. So
Yeah, you could probably put Sevan's foreskin on your hand, just like a transplant.
John, Katie Henniger came on the show last night, and I want you to know that it wasn't you personally. She ass pounded Taylor a little bit too, so she's.
I love that.
Dude, I didn't even know she knew my name. She's like, Taylor's not gonna like this. I was like, what do you mean?
Dude, I want you to shrink to about this big on that.
My dick,
God,
my dick fell out of my butt, dude. That's how far in my belly it went.
It's just the unexpectedness that gets you. If I came on and they're like, "Listen, Katie's gonna get on you," I'm like, "All right, I'm mentally
She's a
ready for it."
G.
Right?
She's a-
It's
she's a
just,
G.
we're just throwing you under the bus. You don't know
Hey.
what's coming.
Hey, don't and don't forget, man, that is a that's not a normal human being that comes on the show. That is a former CrossFit Games champion, and that is a powerful human being.
She's
who's
a boss.
who has imagine the stress on her shoulders running Rogue.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
The greatest website on the planet, Amazon for fucking non-obese people. I mean, it is awesome.
It really
She looks
is.
so
That's
chill.
hilarious.
When the timers went out, she was just cool as a cucumber. You
What
couldn't
if,
even tell. She
They
was chill.
started, they started selling Rogue gloves. They just gave Rogue gloves to everybody, and then they started selling them. I bet they would sell really hot.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't I
and
say
it
that
wasn't even
yesterday?
raining, but they just
Say that, Bill?
on the
Glove,
field.
glove. I mean, they're a very smart group, and they probably, we've seen it at the games. Get as many trash bags as you can, slap a Rogue sticker on, and sell it for $45.
How? What time does
smart.
this next event start?
55.
11:55 Eastern.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a long time.
Yeah, I don't know why he came on so early. I was like,
No, I need
"Nice."
breakfast. We don't have a long time.
Okay. Okay, let's thank you. Let's see. We will talk about the Duel 3 in just a minute. It has been announced. The athletes were briefed on the Duel 3. The Duel 3 will be after this event, and in general, the duels are my favorite events. I really enjoy watching them. I like the stress of it. I like the story, the narrative behind it, that people are getting cut. I love that part.
Hey, it says 10:30 by the way, so they must have changed the schedule a little bit.
Oh, it's up 10:30 Central or Eastern.
10:30 Central.
Central. Yeah, that's how
15 minutes.
Did they
Okay,
change
good.
that?
Then
shit.
let's make some picks real quick in the next 10 minutes, and then we'll cut Taylor loose. The event is event number 4. It is called
10th inning.
10th inning, and it's called 10th inning because it's 10 rounds, and a baseball game has 9 innings. So I don't know what
Extra
that
innings,
means.
baby. You're going
Extra
to extra innings.
4 ring muscle ups, 8
That
handstand
10th
push-ups.
inning, the 10th round, you have to take off all of your gloves, just barehanded.
Perfect. Bare knuckle fighting. Tell me, are these handstand push-ups anything we need to know, or you're just traditional basic handstand push-ups?
Skipping handstand push-ups. Yep.
Any way you can from upside down to full extension, basically. Any distance from the wall, any crap like that?
10-inch line, open standard.
Open standard meaning the CrossFit Games open standard?
Yep. So like
Meaning you have to
30
be 10
inches
inches away.
wide and 10 inches away from the wall.
That's the standard?
That's the standard.
Love it.
Why do you like it?
Because just the consistency from event to event. I
open-
like that a lot.
I do
love
too.
that.
And handstand push-ups has been something they've never been consistent with.
Can you
Right.
face the wall or have your back to the wall? Either way.
I figure they will all go back
Go
to
back
the
to
That
wall.
the
would be
wall.
awesome if they let you. They're like, if you want to do wall facing, go for it. That's not advantageous.
What if
at
they
all.
just said wall facing, and if you want to keep them, you can?
Oh, I think you'd see a lot of stupid shit.
That's
Yeah.
my point.
I think
think
you'd
it
see
would be
some
cool.
fat
I'd
booties
say do
falling
that.
over.
I say do it.
It's not a showcase.
Starts in 15. They're giving the field a quick blow. Okay. So it's 4 ring muscle ups, 8 handstand push-ups, nothing fancy, and then 12 power snatches. Regular bar, short bar, anything that we need to know about that? Just your regular
I would
shit?
assume regular bar out
I
there.
would- I would
Yeah,
assume it's
probably regular bar. Somebody said the numbers seem low, and I'm thinking you are not
Wow.
reading
What do they
10
mean?
rounds.
Right.
40 muscle ups, 80 handstand push-ups,
This is a very high
120
volume
power
workout.
snatches. Yeah, that's low volume.
Is this what loses the? Let's go to the women's list first. Laura Horvat currently sitting in first place, 5 points above Tia Toomey. Is this where she loses it? Is this where we look back the whole weekend and we're like, yep, she lost it there?
Nope. She's
No.
gonna
This is where,
showcase.
this is
I
where
don't think she's
Tia
gonna
will
lose
make
it in this
ground
event.
on Laura. I think Tia will be ahead of Laura after this event, but not by a lot.
I think Emma Lawson, as long as she can put out with her hands, I think this is her event to win. Emma Lawson. But
Wow.
we will see.
Okay, Taylor has Lawson for the females. Oh, who do you got for second, Taylor? Give me a second.
Tia.
Okay. Mr. Grundler.
I want to go Gazan on this one.
Ooh, why? Why?
Nice.
Because she's not an overly heavy athlete. She's very strong. She's great going with these movements, I think, and she'll have a great engine for it. So I think she'll be good for the 10 round. Wow, look at John stop. I didn't stop like that, did I? Oh, that was good.
No, John always stops with his mouth open. And Mr. Young, do you have a second place, Bill?
I'm not gonna pick Tia. I'll go Lawson.
Lawson. Okay. Mr. Young, who do you got?
I think Tia is going to win this one.
No,
I do.
she won't.
Hey,
She
why
will
not? Why not Bethany Flores because of the snatches?
Mm-hmm.
Is that all?
I think she's gonna do great. I don't think she'll win it.
I think, yeah, I agree with Bill. I think she'll be fine. I just think she's not as fit.
Why not Paige Powers?
God,
No.
John's pretty.
Every time-
Man.
Somebody screenshot that.
John.
You could just superimpose
fucked
just
the
like
show
an
up,
eggplant right on his thing, on his face
Can you hear
every
me? Can you hear
single
me?
time. Yeah, we got you.
You fucked the show up, dude. Hey, how good is Rogue's leaderboard? Just clean, simple. They even got a refresh button. Look, that's what he looks like when you insult him. He's like, "What?" John, where are you?
Okay, it should work now. The Wi-Fi went from the good Wi-Fi to the Dell Diamond Wi-Fi,
Oh, thank
and
you.
that's why it was cutting out. But I have it back on the VIP Wi-Fi.
Who do
should
you
be
have
okay.
picked for the women? Who do you pick for the women?
I think Tia's going to win this one. I think Emma Cary is going to make a run at it. I feel like she might go too hot and then burn out. But and then I will say Alex Kazan second.
Okay. And Sousa, do you have a pick?
Yeah, I got Ariel Lowen, and if I pick a second one, I'm gonna go with Emma Lawson.
Now you guys are all fucked up here. Danielle Brandon wins this.
You're fucked.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
No. But
Yes.
guess what? She will win the duel.
Yes. Danielle Brandon wins this. And I don't even need a second place because it doesn't matter. Right, Caleb?
I think you're right.
Thank you. Okay, let's go over to the boys. Let's go over to the boys. Everyone knows. Everyone in the chat's like, oh my God, Sevan's right again. Look at him pouring in. Come on, give me one. You have to be upside down and you have to do some muscle ups and you have to fucking bend over and pull a bar over your head for 10 rounds. It's a lot of movements. It ends up being 40 muscle ups, 80 handstand push-ups, and 120 snatches. My God.
Patty boy. I got Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Taylor gets Patrick. Who do you got for second?
Ooh. Chandler.
Wow.
No way.
No way.
Watch
No
the power
way.
snatch.
No way.
No
Hey,
way.
that
safe
dick,
space.
John.
Make it a safe
No
space
way.
for Taylor. What are you guys doing? Safe space.
He's got a point.
Mr. Grundler. Yeah, why Chandler? We can't let him off the hook. Like
Because
that. Are you kidding me?
he won or took second or third in Echo Snatch at the games 2021.
You don't think he's going to blow up? He's just
It's a
got too much
transition
muscle on him?
thing, Taylor. It's a very fast transition thing. The ring muscle ups and handstand
It's not
push-ups-
very fast. It's 10 rounds. Watch.
No, he's not going to be on the level of the guys that are going to win, though.
Okay, watch. I think he's got a fucking bulletproof back. I think no one can blow Chandler Smith's back out. His back is unblowable.
Oh,
He also has like a 700-pound fucking deadlift. I think he's gonna obliterate this workout. Watch, we'll see.
Damn.
Calling it.
Grundler, Mr. Grundler from CrossFit Inferno.
I'm gonna call Noah on this one because Noah's
good pick, too.
he's got a lot of momentum, and this is a great event for him.
That's
Zero
who I'm picking
fucks
too,
though.
Joe.
He doesn't want to win. He doesn't.
Maybe
he doesn't
not.
want to
Maybe,
win.
but I
Grundler.
think with this particular one, he doesn't have to want to win.
Wow, he's that good.
But I think Adler will be second.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay. Mr. Young.
I got Noah too. I think this is the only workout that Noah could win, so I think he'll want to. I wouldn't be shocked if Ricky Garrard comes out hot in this. And if he can hold on, we'll see. But I got Noah. I think Pat Vellner will do really good in this workout, but I just don't think he'll move as fast as Noah will. I know.
Why not Victor Hoffer? Why aren't you guys choosing Hoffer?
Because
He's
he's
just
got a
not as fit.
midline of a 13-year-old female, dude.
And he's not as fit as the other guys.
But
not
he
as
should
fit.
take. He should be
Yeah,
able. He's going to
yeah.
do the handstand push-ups. He's going to take an enormous. He's going to have an enormous advantage there. He's on a whole nother level than. those other
But
guys.
he'll have an enormous advantage until fatigue sets in and his back gets lit on fire. Just look at him physically. He hasn't taken that leap. Look at someone like Noah or Pat or Chandler or even Brent. Just look at Ricky, for example. Look at their stature through the trunk, and then look at
Solid.
Victor's. He just hasn't taken that leap yet, and that's
Yeah.
not a knock to him. He's young, and that takes time to develop. Your core musculature through the trunk is arguably takes the longest to develop.
Yeah,
I
mine
agree.
never developed.
Just underdeveloped. That's what
Like
happened.
you look at all the top guys, like they have this thick midline, and it's and you can tell who's got it and who doesn't have it. And Victor doesn't have it.
Not yet. Not yet.
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, there's still a chance.
Does Sousa, does Jason Hopper finish the workout?
No. And my picks for this is Vellner and Morad.
Yeah, Morad's a
Morad's a good
great
call.
pick.
Yeah,
If
Vellner
it
and
was
Morad.
strict handstand push-ups, I think Will Morad would have it.
Morad.
This workout can defeat them mentally halfway through. If their hands are shredded and they got that doubt in their mind, they're going to start pulling back and they're going to start making excuses like I'm going to save my hands for the rest of the weekend. And shit. You'll see people drop
Wow,
off.
Jason in 10th. Okay.
Yeah,
Caleb,
big jump.
do you think that someone else is going to pull out besides we already have Yanikoski out? You think anyone else is going to not make it the whole weekend?
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna collapse with their hands. I feel like could be like a Garrett Clark type situation where his hands are just so fucked.
I don't think anyone's
He'll
pulling out.
He'll pull out.
Wait, if you pull out, do you still get paid for your placing?
That's
I don't
a
know.
great question.
Good
Because
question.
they pay out through 20th, and I don't give a fuck what's going on with me.
What would you do? What would you do if you were Bill and Katie?
if I were
I would
Bill
say
and
you have to
Katie?
finish. You have to
I would
finish.
no. If I were Bill and Katie, I'd say, look, I said I'd pay out 1 through 20th. You pulled out and you finished 20th. I'm still going to pay you the 20th purse.
So Yanikoski got his check already. He got his check. And
I
he's
don't
already-
It's
think
the
he got
same.
it
It's the same money though. It's the same money through 10th. Like 10th through 20th, all $6,000.
I think
Okay.
that you, as an event organizer, have an obligation to stay true to your word. And you said if you would pay 20th place this amount of money, they took 20th place. Regardless of how they took it, they get that amount of money.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, look, an
no,
NFL
I
an
think
NFL
it
player
goes
gets
with-
injured in a game, they don't just automatically lose their check.
No, you're right.
They are. It looks like what's happening. By the way, we picked men and women, right? I'm going to go with Ricky. By the way, I'm going to go with Ricky.
Nice.
It looks like the judges have all taken the field, or some sort of rogue staff. The field looks set up. All the bars are out on the field, and there are judges out there with towels and hats. Everyone's wearing hats. It's interesting. I wonder if it's raining.
I think
It's not
Go
raining right
Ruck
now.
gave them all hats and shoes.
Oh, is that what's
Uniform.
going on? Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're out there drying the bars. It's extremely overcast. The sky is white,
Yeah, it's pretty gloomy over here.
and it looks like the it's women's events 4. The women are going first. Crowd, the stadium's filling up. Hey, Caleb, if you go out, are those seats wet out there? Like if someone wants to sit down, you sit, you get
Yeah.
your ass wet. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and tried to sit in one of the seats. And I had to wipe it down before I sat down, and even then, it was still pretty wet. So yeah, it's still kind of wet out here. Nothing. It's not raining, but definitely wet from last night.
This is
What
supposed to
place-
start in 4 minutes. Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So whoever that was, those weren't judges. I was wrong. Those were clearly just like worker bees. And they've now left the field. They dried the bars and left the field, and now there's just no one out there.
Yeah, I think they're all over here signing up for the tier or the Swolvering Collective.
Oh yes!
Don't
Wow.
forget, there's 3
Yes.
different tiers. People, sign your friends up. Go over there and do it now. Get some free product. Sell it to your
What-
friends. You're taking it anyways.
Who should really do this? Is this for affiliates?
Yeah. So if you're using Swolvering product and you're a coach or you're an affiliate owner or just somebody who is known as an influencer on the internet, you could sign up for this as well, and then you get some free stuff for promoting the product, advertising the product, and and
Why
do
are there
some
different
things like that.
tiers? Do you have to pay to do it, or just how much you sell?
No, I think it's just how much you sell. So you
So-
get your 3 how much products, you get 20% commission. Yeah.
So if I'm an affiliate owner and I put this stuff on the shelves and I sell a shitload, I get 3 complimentary products. Is that per month? You get 20% commission, 50% personal discount, 10% follower discount. What's that follower discount?
For your followers on Instagram or something like that, if they come through your
Oh.
channel.
All right. Anyone can sign up for this?
Yeah. I do believe you got to apply. I think you got to apply.
Let me see. Click that button. Let me see what it looks like.
Don't put MBA in your application.
Good point. Good point. Oh man, dude.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
man.
What, dude?
Oh, man.
What?
Hey, were you here yesterday when Grunler? Were you here yesterday when Taylor and Chase had the discussion?
We didn't have a
Uh,
discussion. Chase dressed me down and set me straight.
I don't think so. I don't know.
what did he say?
Well, he would just said, "Hey, shut the fuck up. Give him a chance." He didn't say the F word, but he very sternly was like, "Stop.
Well,
We're a
okay.
welcoming community. Give him a chance." And what really rung true to me was when he said, "We are supposed to be a welcoming community." And I was like, "Damn."
Oh no! Let me
Okay.
let me
Oh,
recharacterize.
that's what
Let me
the change.
recharacterize it. Let me
I had my
recharacterize it real quick.
mindset. I knew what I wanted to say. The Chase changed my mind, and then didn't you say you changed it back though?
Hiller.
No, I didn't change it.
Someone
back.
said.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
said.
Someone
Hey,
else.
but let me
He said
say.
he loves Mike Halpin. That's
Let
what he
me
said.
say this. Everything that Taylor said was true. They've put someone into a position that makes absolutely zero sense, and then they set him up for failure. They have a new affiliate director, and he hasn't even ever taken the L1.
Right.
So clearly
Right.
he doesn't even know the culture. He should have been like, I'm taking my 30th L1, or they should have kept their mouth shut and given him 10 L. He should have gone to an L1 every weekend for the last 2 months. And so Taylor's like, hey, what the fuck? This guy doesn't fit, along with a bunch of other shit.
I would bet you could blame the director
we-
of marketing operations more than him.
We need, and then I don't know if you guys saw the letter they sent out to affiliates.
I
It
saw it.
literally looked, you did.
Yeah.
It literally looks like Chat GPT sent it out. It's like whoever sent that letter out to the affiliates has no idea who they're talking to. Like if
Right.
anyone with the tiniest bit of pride would not want to be part of a company that sends out a letter like that. But that being said, Chase said, hey, dude, Taylor, this is the line that pushed Chase over the edge. He said, I go, well, maybe he'll get it. And Taylor said, he'll never get it.
That's what I said. That's exactly
And
what I said.
Chase goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it was good. It was good. I think that was like Taylor's like me. He gets a little black and white.
I
And
do.
and
I'm
Chase pushed
passionate.
back.
The
Yeah, I don't
the
think
better
he'll ever get it either. But it was
Dude,
smart
the
that Chase
better-
pushed back.
the better call
Yeah.
for CrossFit if they were going to do that. How could they think that it would not be that would not come out? What
Dude,
he
it
should have
looks like
done, what he should have done
sabotage,
is
bro.
this.
And I'm not even.
Hey,
a
you know
conspiracy
what?
guy. It's sabotage. It looks like, hey, you wanted this guy to fail.
Totally. But when they did the intro of DeCoons, what he should have said was, I hated CrossFit. I thought it was unsafe. I was wrong.
Right.
Oh,
I agree with
Here
that.
it is. I said it.
Yeah.
I
I
did this
now
thing and this
see
thing and
and
this
here
thing.
I am. Yes.
I have now
Would've
drank the
resonated.
Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
and then I'm what? Now I get it, you guys. I'm here.
Dude, that's half of CrossFitters. He would have touched their hearts right there.
Right, for
Half
sure.
of them hated
Right.
it. Yeah.
And I never thought
Bill,
it was
good
dangerous. I
job.
just thought it was dumb. I made fun of it. I was like, this is stupid. That's dumb. I'm not going to wear toe shoes. I thought you had to wear toe shoes to do it. And then my sister took me and I got mangled in a rope climb deadlift workout. I was like, fuck, I'm going back.
Old school vibrant.
Yeah.
Hey, let it be known, this is more of a fault of CrossFit leadership 100% than it is him personally.
But is it the leadership or is it marketing?
No, this isn't marketing. This is leadership, dude. He was chosen by the board.
Right.
Okay, so those of you guys think that Don Fall's choosing shit, you're fucking blind.
Seriously, you don't think Don chose this dude? You think it was, well, that makes me feel better because whoever chose this guy, I like Don, and this is a fucking bizarre choice.
But again, it's how you're going to say it. How are you going to put this guy out there? You can't. There's no way.
Do it on an unlisted,
no matter
in the backyard, like, hi, friends. I do this now. Like, that doesn't work. And they're completely out of touch with the community because they should have done everything Sevan said prior to them releasing it. They could have said, hey, this guy's going to be here. He's doing this. Look at all he did. And then did exactly what you said, Bill, as far as like stepping into the fact that he said that in the past and that now his mind has changed.
Dude, has the event started?
No,
It's about to.
Okay.
no.
So
Are they
anyhow,
out there? I don't see
think-
anybody going out there yet.
I think Don in the time that he's been with CrossFit now understands the community enough to know that would have been a mistake, not necessarily maybe in the hire, but in the way that it was presented. And that tells me that he didn't hire him. I think it was definitely the board that brought him in.
Well, even still, as the lead guy, as the commander, it's like, okay, here's what we have to deal with. How do we make this? How do we get this to set right with everybody?
Right.
You don't just put them out and go, hey guys, I'm happy to be here. We're going to make you guys great. I mean, cool that they're coming up with all these great things for us as the affiliates. Awesome. But again, I want to know who's doing that because we don't want it to look like the same issue it was when Rosa came in, when it was like, but we got the Waze person and we got the Orange Theory person and we got the Starbucks person and we got the fucking Starbucks
This is what
person.
I guess what I like least about it is not Jay DeCoons himself, but what I like least about it is I've heard rumblings of raising the affiliate fee, and then you make a decision like this, and I'm like, wow, seriously? I don't know. That's
Hey, they said he's from Seattle. They should have 100% left that out. I know people are going to be like, hey, no, that's just you, Sevan. No,
hold
sorry.
on. What about this? What about this?
Yeah.
Do any of you guys or had a coach that could not do a muscle up, but they had to show ring muscle ups in the class?
There are coaches in my gym that are like that.
Okay. Can that coach still coach effectively the class and get everybody moving? Even though they don't know how to do.
Yes, it depends on the
ring muscle
coach.
up.
It depends on the coach,
Yeah,
but yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then
Absolutely.
what hopefully with DeCoons, what his thing is like, okay, no, I'm not a level 1. No, I don't own an affiliate. But what I do have is I have these other things that I can give you guys so that you can run these things well. I mean, there are so many ways that it could have been painted more correctly. Dude,
I
I'm
agree with you, dude. But
believe me,
we
I
bleed this shit.
hey,
Everyone,
I hear it. Like I get it. I saw all this stuff. Like I thought Hiller's video was like spot motherfucking on.
Mhm.
I'm like, shit. Why do they do this to us? Because we have to keep trying to come around and pick up the flag that just got knocked out of our hands again and try to figure it out. And that makes it really, really difficult.
It feels like our parents adopted someone with Down syndrome, and we're the 4 other kids who are going to pay for it.
Oh.
And now you're being like, and now
Okay.
you're being like, which is fine, but like this isn't a family. This is a fucking business. There's mom and dads out there trying to put their fucking kids through fucking school, put dinner on the table, and you've brought a guy in who we have to fucking cater to and baby.
The ladies are coming out right now.
All right.
We'll continue this later.
I love you guys. We will see you guys in an hour. Thanks again I want to keep thanking Bill and Katie for putting on this wonderful event, and Tia and Laura for giving us a reason to make this what I consider the most exciting event in CrossFit history because of the competition. Thank you, ladies, for putting your championship, medals caliber on the line and invigorating the sport. John Young, thanks for coming on. Sort of. The rest of you guys, full thank you.